What's going on YouTube? It's that Don Keep It Going Charles. Back with another one. Back on my bullshit. Of course, sponsored by. That's delicious, bro. Just got done making some fried artichoke, bro. I was cleaning up earlier and my congestion is just fucked up right now. My congestion is messed up right now. Whew. But throwing old clothes out, getting rid of old stuff, just getting rid of the old, preparing for the new. That's all. Yeah. But yeah, it's your boy Don Keep It Going Charles. Shit, I think I might just jump right into it. Well, let's start off with this. Like I said, been cleaning up all day, throwing out old clothes and old stuff, and getting the cabins back together, and all these things. And speaking of throwing out the old, I just wanted to touch a bit on, a little bit to the society and the propaganda of racism and stuff like that. I believe it's just a propaganda, It's a lot of money in it to be made, Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that lose their life behind this shit. And like I said, it's just all propaganda, bro. Like, it seems like as if they don't even exist, bro. Like, and I was just telling myself, like, how can you, like, it just don't make any sense, like, being broke and racist, like, even me as a black dude, and well, I guess half Latino, but black, first. How can I have time to start a race war? Like, how do I even have time to do that? I barely got money, bro. Hopping job to jobs and shit like that. And then all this race war and shit. I think it's all just bullshit, bro. It's just to get people riled up and distracted and go look inside and destroy each other. I think it's just pretty stupid to me, to be honest. There's a lot of money to be made in it. There's a lot of money to be made outside of it. It's crazy because it's just simple ideology and passed down tradition that could possibly end the whole civilization, or something like that. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, I'm broke as fuck, bro. I only got 2 arms, 2 legs, and a brain, and able body to get back and forth to work. How do I even start a race war? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be really bored or really down bad or a major crash out to start a race war. Because how do you even do that? Like, bro, like I said, I'm fucking broke. You know what I'm saying? I still don't use that as an excuse to go around hating people. I do understand, using it as a defense mechanism, prejudice and shit like that, but it's just like doesn't make any sense to me. It's a waste of space. But I guess not. Sorry about that. But I guess not, because, like I said, there's a lot of money to be made inside of it. My cat's fucking with the cat. Yeah, there's a lot of money to be made in it. I personally, don't really care. I'm just about the moolah, the green, and that's about it. I don't really have time to be hating another person because of their skin or color or how they look or going based off emotions too on my end. Like, that just don't make any sense, bro. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I mean, it's just nothing else to do but hate, Or that's what it seems like. Like I said, you really have to have a core belief on why you're pushing a certain movement. Is it for money? Is it for fame? Is it for connections and higher? It can be for anything, bro. Honestly, like I said, all I gotta really say is it comes down to money, bro. It's a propaganda that's being used on everybody. And stereotypes. Every stereotype fits some form of narrative, bro. I'm just gonna go out there and say that, bro. Everybody fits a narrative in their own oral history or traditions or stereotypes, whatever you want to call it, bro. It is what it is, bro. But that shouldn't stop you. Like, and shit, if you can capitalize off it without getting people hurt, profit of it, very much so do that. I'm not telling you not to make money, bro. But do understand what it comes, what comes behind that, all that shit. You know, you gotta realize what comes with that, behind all that shit. Cause they do just be sending dummies to the front line and they just get off with their heads, bro. So you have to be careful of who you listen to and who do you worship. And you know, I hate to say it, but that's a lot of people just worship nowadays. There's people off the internet or on TV or music, just anything, any and everything. Yeah, I don't understand it, bro. I don't understand it. Yeah, that's just my take on it. I don't see why it's a necessity to use constantly when it's more than about race. You know, you gotta worry about people from outside this bitch wanting to destroy everything. You know, because of the people that were in power in the beginning of creating America and still in power somewhat. I'd be pretty pissed too. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be mad too. But oh well, it's not my fucking problem. You know, it is what it is. But you really have to, like, honestly think about this shit. Like, you have to be that bored or that hurt to be involved in some race shit. You know, this just makes no sense. Like, a race war and everybody's barely, I'm barely paying bills. What the fuck I look like starting a race war? Fuck out of here, bro. And then, like, doing that shit and then a couple of years down the road wasn't really worth it. Because some of these places you apply it, they look at all your history and all of it, bro. Like, unless you're a self-entrepreneur, but that's a little different, you know. Anybody who's worship on ideology is not the best entrepreneurs. You have to lead first on your own as an individual. Like I do. But I don't know, bro. It's pretty funny, bro. Like, we all, like I said, we all fit some type of form of narrative. Sometimes it's just ass backwards. Sometimes you would think that person or those people deserve it. And it's like, really, it's the other one, you know? It's the other one. It's pretty hilarious, bro. But like they say, you know, the world is nothing but a stage. Get it by any means. I don't really buy it. It's pretty funny though. But if I can make money off of it, hell yeah, bro. I definitely would. I definitely would, you know. Yeah, bro. I think it's pointless, bro. Make some money. Give food a fuck about race and shit. Like, are you really gonna be mad because the sky is blue, the grass is green? You don't see them beefing with each other like that. You know, they coexist. Those two organisms know how to coexist. Those two formulas know how to coexist. And nature, by design, negative or positive, know how to coexist with each other, you know. But in due time, that's when Mother Nature comes through and destroys everything. So, but we have the power to change all that. Really do. This is dumb shit, bro. It really is. Like, I to be honest, like, I never really got the whole racist thing till I moved outside of Chicago. Because a lot of black men, we're not really worried about that shit. You know, we're just worried about our family members, the money, our kids, our niece, or nephew. Like, just everything else besides that shit is just out the window. Like, there are a lot of black conservative men, though. There's exceptionally a lot, especially in Chicago. But the way Chicago's being rated and everything, and how that's going, you wouldn't even think it would be real. Yeah, bro, it's more so niggas proving a point and trying to make money. You know, sometimes it's in the most unfortunate ways. Sometimes it is in unfortunate ways, but It's just at this point, it's making money and helping your family to survive and passing on down legacy, or having to survive teach them teach them survival tips and tactics and stuff. They shouldn't have to live in survival every day, type shit. That's what most black men are more concerned about, it's just getting our shit right, you know. Fuck, we like starting race war, like, man, makes no sense. And I don't agree with everything Charleston White says, but I believe he's right to a degree, but in a sense, like we're not even at our strongest point to even be who we naturally are. You look at all the shit that's going on around the world. It's just mayhem, bro. The world needs Batman. The world needs Bruce Wayne type shit or some shit, bro. Or no, is it the world needs Bruce Wayne? No, the world needs Batman. I don't know, bro. Fuck, G. It's a lot of foolery shit going on, Just a lot of shit. But yeah, it's just bro. It's just part of propaganda. Keep you distracted, keep you broke, keep you carless, jobless, homeless, keep you all that shit, bro. And sometimes it don't even be the outside's fault to a degree. You have to want to feel that way, or whoever's teaching a certain ideology, or you have to want to actually learn and take things with a grain of salt from different four corners of the earth and put it together your own self or some form of fashion like that, but it really all boils down to you as a person. Like me, fuck it, let's make some money, work, train, bullshit here and there, it shouldn't be that hard. I mean, there's probably days where you are doing exactly all that, and then just one motherfucker just come off the street, or somewhere in public, or just some form of fashion, so wherever location, just says the most dumbest shit, or that we're from, the fuck shit. It's like, really, do you just kill my vibe this whole time right now, bro? It was all positive. It be certain motherfuckers, bro. But like I said, that's because they are walking in a part of an illusion. And could be racism, could be not, or some form of ideology, Don't make them necessarily bad, just brainwashed. But if they're brainwashed to do some shit like that, then they're brainwashed to do other dumb fuck shit. And use it as an excuse as a mental health, you know what I'm saying? Like, be a fucking man, bro. Start using everything as a mental health, bro. Because sooner or later, they're going to start throwing people in fucking crazy camps. And not just black, white, dudes. Every fucking body. Motherfuckers going to have to use another excuse. And always use that motherfucking mental health shit. They going to, best believe, they're going to bring back these motherfucking crazy asylums in these towns and all type of shit. They're going to start throwing motherfuckers in because that's the easiest money to be made, especially in healthcare, bro. What? You ain't say nothing but a word, bro. Yeah, bro, just man the fuck up. Yeah, stop using everything as a mental health problem. Stop using that as an excuse. Stop using that as racism as an excuse. Stop using just wanting to fuck over people as an excuse to your problems or your trauma that causes your problems to fuck over people or want to, you know what I'm saying? That just be some petty shit. We ain't talking about like drug dealers and drug lords or ripping off each other or niggas in the hood doing deals and shit or, if you just want to easy, that's how I look at it at least. Like, I try not to fuck nobody over. I don't fuck people over. I do my business, do my job, get the fuck about it, do what I do on the side, creativity to make me some money or what I love to do as a passion, And one was just, learning to do other things, keep me positive, happy, healthier mindset, a healthier mental state. like I said, I just hate the fact that, and then you got some people that will sit there and lie to your face and tell you, no, it's not. You know the situation is wrong, but they tell you, even if you know by law, they tell you, oh no, it's not, sir, and then they just look at you and smile, or just straight look at you with a straight look, and you just look back like really, bro, like what like have you not grown as a person yet? You know what I'm saying? Like shit. Not even that. It's just like, are you that sick in the head? Makes you wonder about a lot of people. You know, makes you wonder. Or makes me wonder from time to time. But that's a rabbit within itself. A rabbit and a rabbit hole within itself. Bro, you go down lines and lines with different people you interact with or encounter with, friends, family, foes. After some say, well, that's just life. No, the fuck it isn't. Because if you can remove yourself from a situation, even if it calls you out of harm's way, do so. It's not just fucking life, bro. People use that as an excuse, bro. Just like the whole mental health shit. Like, I get it. Certain things, yeah. Even like if there's kind of sort of paperwork there, some form of proof, or you seen it with your own eyes, like. But that's what I mean by just taking everything with a grain of salt, because a lot of that shit can drive you fucking crazy, and you don't fucking need that shit. Put that shit in the shredder, burn that shit. Drink a brewski. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, I've been meaning to get back into switch topics here. I've been meaning to get back into NASCAR racing and a little bit of UFC combat. I don't do as much as deep analysis on it like a few YouTubers do out there or whatever, but I'm gonna try to. Like I said, I just gotta get some shit together and get some good equipment or whatever the case may be, or some like editing. But I gotta get this phone kind of fixed. But yeah, I'm gonna get a few things I need, make it better, and do some editing and a whole bunch of other shit. Coming in the future, it's just time and money. That's all. I can't rush shit either. But like I said, I've just been wanting to get back in those kind of those sports. One of them via MMA, definitely. Get back into training. At least in that field, it's just it's a gladiator sport. Anything that's about gladiators wasn't always about race and creed and all that. Well, really creed, brotherhood, and creed and all that. It was just war, sort of, kind of, with self and physical war for nations against nations. But even with that aspect, you gotta kind of have to break it down because fortunately enough in history, there were points where even gladiators had to take a step back and realize what they were worshiping or idolizing until they realized like this was all fabricated bullshit. But they would actually have to go to war with their own leaders and shit, But that's just so you're just angry, angry. Once you go inside, you just realize all this bullshit I've been worshiping or just believing and just looking into it. There's nothing wrong with investigating or just being into it, but it's it's being soul sucked into it when you're just trying to you're just being a narcissist or someone else's, and it can be a very toxic shit, and that's why I try to not get into that part of myself, the boundary, whatever. Because I do have needs and wants sometimes. I do get frustrated with certain things. And I do manipulate the situation to get what I need without hurting anybody. And it's actually for the good. And better for the person, probably me most occasions. I'm not gonna lie, I try not, like I said, I try not to put myself in harm's way, but there's certain things you gotta go through and lengths to do to make sure you're good, the other person's good at least, if you can trust that person. I don't know. But like I said, it depends who you are as a person, as an individual. I try not to get that far deep on that side part of life and just use those expressions and as a form of art or studying or something, you know. I remember a while back, 4 or 5 years ago, well, so all you do is study and you know, because at one point I would just train every day, kind of study and everything, and especially with my drinking, she used to tell me like, how do you drink and train every day? You know, I'm at that point in my life where I can't even fucking do that because my bones are brittle as fuck. Yes, I'm 29 years old, but I don't want no more aches and pains. Since I have slowed down from drinking, I've noticed a lot of less aches and pains, nightmares, night terrors. Because I was drinking excessively, and I would have millions and millions and millions of gallons of liquor in my system, and I would like, instead of like just eating something, I was taking so much sugar that can fuck with your sleep and shit. You know, like really bad, bro. Really, really bad. You don't want that, trust me. That's if you're dealing with personal trauma inside, like we're battling with something inside. You know, I said me kind of was my old job a little bit, and then my dad passing away, kind of a little bit of anxiety there, just a little bit. But like I said, there's times where you just have to put those emotions away. You know, recognize those emotions first, understand what it is logically, put those away. You know, and make sure you make sure that you're still making good decisions, better decisions, even though you just had those memories and thoughts and a little depression. You know, whatever the case may be. That's just me as a guy. You know, and it's hard, and especially to say today's society, like even when it's like that last job I just quit, like I said, at the nursing home, I'm not gonna name any nursing home names. I don't do that. Simply because it wasn't a lot of people's fault. It was really just bullshit shenanigans that didn't have to happen here and there, and possibly one of our cooks that was recently working there, who has finally, thank God, been fired, almost burnt down the fucking place, but. Honestly, you just yeah, better training, better quality of workers, especially for people with not like too much of a past or trauma. Because at the end of the day, it's still a healthcare system, not my healthcare, mental health care problems. You know, it's a healthcare system. You know, you gotta help to health care people. You know, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's just, you know, that was kind of, yeah. Just like shit like that would make me dream just working there sometimes. And like I said, my father been gone and bills on my back and trying to take on everything. We're not just trying to, but have been taking on everything. And, you know, just making sure surely and slowly things are just working out and what I'm creating. Especially when you're going through all that stuff like I was going through mentally. You know, I want to be careful what situations I will create before I even get to those situations, because that's very, I feel like with guys, we're like very poetic with fantasies and thought and manifesting that shit. So is women too, but like it's different, like a comic book, a real fiction, you know what I'm saying? Like all that shit, bro. You gotta be careful because you can manifest a lot of shit, bro. Whether you a nerd or not, street nigga or not, whatever, you know, you see no movies where motherfuckers just toss some shit out the fucking dome and it's poof right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or you knew it was a thing or someone, someplace that was gonna happen around the corner. Man, all type of stuff, bro. You just gotta be mindful of your thoughts. And that's like I was doing, you know. And it's kind of hard, like I said, because, you know, even my second supervisor, she was supposed to, I guess, leave that job, but she didn't. She's an older lady, black lady from Chicago, like where I'm from. You know, I told her, I was trying to explain to her about the importance of emotional intelligence, because it was something about me personally. I was trying to tell her, not like directed to me. I just wanted her to know some shit, I guess, just for that time frame, because we were talking about something. And then one of the girls that's under her for second shift, you know, was saying, oh, get that toxic masculinity. And it was kind of rude of her to even jump in and say something like that, because it was like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You had no emotional intelligence. You didn't pay. You just heard a man's voice and then you just went fucking crazy. And she so happened to be African, by the way, which is kind of strange. But if you know, you know. I won't even get into all that shit, bro. But yeah, it's important to have emotional intelligence. I was learning about that shit on my own, bro. As a young black man from Chicago, like, how many niggas you alone know that works on emotional intelligence, let alone make it out that bitch, becoming rich and famous, bro. The ones that can think for their own, not think with each other, just with each other, or against one another, but think further on. How many niggas you know like they can think further on? You know what I'm saying? Or guys in general. It's important to learn that shit, bro. Emotional intelligence, think for your own, rational decisions, being rational, decision thinking, logic thinking, and using both of your left or right part of your brain and your motor function, all that, and that takes a lot of working on self and healing too, so you can differentiate the bullshit out here. You got to, man. You gotta be careful out here too, man. People getting shot back to back. People getting robbed back to back. Kidnapped back to back. All type of shit, bro. And that's why there's so many deaths. A lot of people out here ain't fucking playing, bro. Motherfuckers is the worst ones to fuck with was the ones that's a low key paranoid, and was aware of the surroundings and shit. Those dangerous the ones to try to get over, because they do as much as studying or digging or learning this or whatever the case may be, as much as the motherfucking government. Trust me, bro. They just ain't on fuck shit, bro. A lot of guys are built different, you can't just pull bullshit or blame it on my mental health or skin color, all that, and skin color, or you make more than me, or you have this and that. It's just all fucking propaganda at the end of the day, bro. Proper fucking ganda, bro. It's like a sick side piece prostitute, bro. It entertains you for a minute, but then it's just fucking junk. Ain't kept up like it used to be, or just all type of shit, bro. I'll just focus on getting back into school, a little bit of that, mechanics, like I said, back into combat training. I would focus more on just money, looking at other different jobs, just a lot of shit out there. I'm finally came to the realization, like, it's not bad, bro, once you change the way you think and feel. It's just, everything changes around you. If nothing changes around you, it's because you're still in that program. Sometimes you gotta go back and forth in that shit, but other than that, it's once you figure it out, you'll understand, you'll know. Definitely. But yeah. Who would have thought, from COVID to damn near race wars, damn near economy collapsing, damn near diseases are at all-time high, prices are at all-time high. And I don't think our economy is necessarily collapsing. It's somebody else will be in power. If we're still in power, I kind of can see that, but I think it's more so until we get out of this fucking third wannabe one world order shit, until we get out of that propaganda, until we get out of that shit, then we'll be back to, how we're used to been doing, to a degree. But I think another place will be future, all be all, Even though nothing's the end all be all, everything is the end all be all, Nothing is, but it is end all be all. Yeah, man, just thinking about, like I said, getting back into sports and stuff, and definitely put in for this application for, campus officer or whatever. I think that'll help me get my security thing together in the future, or corrections and stuff, and for training. But I'm taking one step at a time. You know, like I said, everything's propaganda, bro. You have to want to make. You have to want to be inspired, bro. You like it's just no point of just hating a motherfucker because it's just like you. It has to be like some deeply rooted shit, like they normally say. The saying is, you know, it has to be some deeply rooted shit. You gotta either A, be bored, two, uh, well, shit, really just bored, but two, really hurt, you know, bored, hurt, insecure. It has to be something, bro. Like, it's just like, and you would think if every man in fucking America, every American male, man, young, old, shit, all, bro, we would all be first and famous in the sports that we want to be in. It wouldn't be no fucking racism. But God made man different. Nature made man different. Nature made everything different. The same but different in ways, you know, in different ways. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter if there's not a connection, because there's always gonna be some form of connection, bro. Always. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't get caught on all this bullshit out here. And I tell all the young dudes out there, YNs, whatever, bro, I just like focus on you, bro. You know, keep rapping, keep making music. You know, if you get tired of that shit, you know, join a trade, get into music engineering, or get into some shit, you know, so you can make money. And if you, I would say, especially nowadays, bro, there's a lot of YNs finally getting fucking older, bro. There's a lot of guys, local known guys and people out there that's just finally getting normal jobs or owning a job or owning a business and construction, something, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even knock it, bro. I seen rappers like DoorDash and shit like that, you know, it's pretty cool to see that shit. Fuck, Easy was still selling weed out of back of his Impala, I think, even when he was rich, you know, so. You can make anything you want it to be, bro. It's your world. Like I said, the world is just a stage, man. What do you bring to it, to your theater? What do you bring it to your theater? You know what I'm saying? What kind of movie are you creating for your theater or whatever? So I know what I'm creating mine. But yeah, what do you guys think though? You think race is just propaganda, boredom, insecurity, or do you even care? Is it even a thing? Does it really even exist to you? Yeah, just let me know in the comments below, you know. Like I said, I wouldn't take any of this shit serious, bro. It's a waste of time just to hate a motherfucker, bro. You're gonna be stuck there, poor, broke, fucking starving, nothing to your name, no car, no mansion, no nothing, bro. Just focus on you kings, man. Just focus on getting money, bro. Focus on and building brotherhood and iron sharpen iron, all that shit, bro. It's your boy that Doc. Keep going 2 hours. Love y'all.